Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wulff Den Live, episode 145, the one where we all have to be extra sensitive to Bob right now because he's having a really hard time making his coffee, and I'm afraid that if I say anything out of line,
Why'd you have to bring it up, Will?
he's gonna hit me.
I went to the doctor today, everybody. I went to the dermatologist and I got diagnosed with eczema inside of my nose.
That's a thing, apparently.
So I'm not picking my nose throughout this. I am scratching it. If anybody asks, but no, I was looking for. I was trying to. We have pour over situation for the coffee.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I know. I have my own.
Yeah. Where's the goddamn tea kettle?
Tea kettle's missing. The pour over cups are missing.
Everything
Everything's
was a
missing.
disaster. Like a half an hour right before this.
Yeah.
So this is Keurig.
Yep.
This is a disaster.
Is that the cookie one or
Yeah,
is it? Okay.
the sugar cookie
Yeah.
garbage. Hello, everybody. Hello, Duncan. Hello, Bright Shiny Shadow. Hello, Victor. Hello, Grimhane. Hello, Mark. Hello, Deceptijon. Hello, Alex. Hello, everybody.
Hello, anyone and everyone who is here.
Mark Murphy says, "Is there Venom spoilers here? Please don't make me leave." Not till the end.
No, yeah, we'll save them to
He's
the
going
end.
to talk about Venom. I haven't seen it, but I could care less about the spoilers.
So you're all right if I spoil?
Yes.
A lot of, okay. We will let you know when the spoilers happen, so
It'll
you
be
have plenty
at
of
the
time
very
to
end.
leave. Yeah.
Before the whole Q&A and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, how are you? There's a lot to talk about, but we're going to plow through a lot.
Yeah.
Xbox, apparently, we knew this was a rumor.
This was a rumor, and this is
For a
hot off
long
the
time.
heels of Google announcing Project Stream last week.
You know, our father told me about this
Really?
while he was listening to Fox News.
Oh.
So they had the hot scoop.
So a broken clock is right twice a day.
Microsoft announces Xbox game streaming service. So it's a thing.
Yes.
So it's now a thing. According to Kotaku, today as of Monday.
Yeah.
Microsoft announced its plans to enter the world of video game streaming with Project xCloud, an ambitious service with a silly title that promises to allow the streaming of Xbox One games across computers, phones, and tablets. Microsoft says it's currently testing out Project xCloud and plans to open up tests to the public next year. In a blog post, the company said, that game developers will be able to support the streaming service, quote, with no additional work, and that in addition to trying to solve the big old latency problem with Microsoft's many data centers, the team is developing, quote, a new game-specific touch input overlay for controller-free playing. So you can play it on your freaking, tablet.
Yeah.
Did they say phone?
I think this in mobile. Yeah, across
phones.
computers, phones, and tablets.
Yo, if I could play freaking, I don't know why this is the first thing that came to my head, Sonic 4 on my phone. Oh, no, they have it on the phone.
Yeah, they have it on the phone,
yeah. Because I can't think of an Xbox games that I would want to play on my phone.
Not Red Dead 2?
Red Dead 2, yeah, but I'm probably getting that for PlayStation.
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. If I could play, because Microsoft's really good at backwards compatibility.
Yes.
So get all those original Xbox games,
Yeah.
all of our original. So how would it work if we have a disc?
Well, the disc is...
It wouldn't. It probably wouldn't, right?
You'd have to, if it's part of your library, your digital library.
Right. Okay. Still, I have a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Maybe Cuphead. Cuphead would be awful on the phone.
Yeah, probably.
Red Dead, though, would be
That would be
sick.
good.
Quote, our goal with Project xCloud is to deliver a quality experience for all gamers on all devices that's consistent with the speed and high fidelity gamers experience and expect on their PCs and consoles, the company said. This news comes just a week after Google announced its own stab at the streaming world, Project Stream, which entered a closed beta test this weekend and allows users to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey in a Google Chrome tab. I should have signed up for that beta just so I could play Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying it's good.
I'm not going to play it because apparently the microtransactions are out of control.
I heard they already got hacked.
Really?
Yeah, people already hacked the microtransactions.
Apparently, there's you can pay $10 and you get XP much faster, and like it greatly improves the game.
That sucks.
So they will not get my money for that game.
That sucks.
In a perfect world, Ubisoft will not get my money until they release Rainbow Six Patriots, but that's another story.
Oh my God. We need an unseen 64 on Rainbow Six Patriots.
We do.
I would love to see what the hell that. This is a complete tangent.
Yeah.
I'm upset about Rainbow Six Siege because it was not good when it came out, and now it's supposedly good, but it's still not Rainbow Six. It's not. It's not the Rainbow Six we've come to know and love.
I saw the trailer they released for Patriots years ago.
Amazing.
I saw it again recently. It still holds up. Like I really wish we got that game.
It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
We got a sponsor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Decepticon, for 3 months on Twitch Prime. Thank you. There's a little button underneath the video now on regular old YouTube.
Join.
And you can become a member on regular old YouTube, not just Twitch. So if you hang out on YouTube a lot, and you get a little icon next to your comments too now. So all the little flair that you get in the stream, you get it in the comments too, which is pretty cool. So I think xCloud is cool. Do you think it's gearing up for the next generation?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think Microsoft, when they did their Game Pass thing, the brilliant thing they did was you download the games to your hard drive, as opposed to PlayStation Now, which was all cloud-based. Because currently, the internet infrastructure in this country is not built for extreme cloud services like this.
We're lucky where we are because we're in a major metropolitan area.
Yeah, but like people, like I have family in Tennessee and Kentucky that don't have good internet at all.
Right.
Like this, like they would never be
Once
able
you
to.
get outside of the little tri-state area or like off of the coasts, it's going to get real spotty.
Yeah.
So that'll be a problem. So you're saying that Microsoft will also need a solution for people like that?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's the rumor, is that they're going to have a console and they're going to have a cheaper one that is just for streaming.
The thing is, like, if they are going to move towards cloud-based gaming, that's one thing. If they're going to move to cloud-based gaming only, that's a problem. Because even here, like, streaming a 100 gig game, over the internet, is really hard to do.
Well, you mean downloading it?
Streaming. Downloading it's hard to do, because it takes forever.
Right.
But like streaming it, could be a whole nother problem.
Because you're not streaming
the whole game at a time.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, if you're rendering all this horsepower that has to transmit over the internet, if Netflix cuts out on you a lot.
Yeah. Well, Netflix is a whole nother story. Netflix could very easily fix itself.
Yeah.
Netflix has its own problems that are they just don't care. They just don't care. Look at YouTube. YouTube is like more or less flawless. I know people are going to be like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's I've never had streaming problems on
Netflix,
YouTube.
Whenever I watch stuff on my upstairs Xbox, Netflix is the only app that buffers and I need to exit and enter again. None of the other apps do that.
Yeah, Netflix also is only 720, most of the time.
So it depends on what package you buy. But yeah, I think they output mostly at 720. And then depending on your connection, they'll go up to 1080.
Oh.
So
let's address the super chat here from John Enquist. $20, which is a lot.
So we better address this.
Thank you. Hey guys, look forward to both of your videos every week. And the return of the backlog has made me a happy guy. I got 2 questions. What are you playing on your Switch these days? And have you played Hollow Knight? I played Hollow Knight. It's good. I didn't get very far in it. I streamed it, so you can watch me play it on our stream channel. Mm-hmm. And what are you playing on your Switch these days? I played a little bit of Mega Man 11. I'm playing that. I've been playing Pokemon Heart Gold, which is not on my Switch, but Mega Man 11, that's pretty much it. Mario Party, which I'll talk about later.
I've mostly been playing Spider-Man, which is also not on the Switch, but it should be, because everything should be on the Switch. And I've actually mostly been playing with the NES Classics on it.
Oh, yeah.
Which ties into something else we're going to talk about later.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so let's try and hurry up with this Xbox news.
I think it'd be really, really, really cool to be somewhere like out and about. Like, oh, I gotta wait online at DMV. This sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh wait,
You whip out your phone,
I'm
get a
playing
Halo
PUBG.
session in.
Yeah, get a Halo session, and that'd be sick.
Yeah, no, listen,
Play a little Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, this is all like a good idea, but it can't be the only idea.
Right.
Like when the next Xbox comes out, if it wants to have cloud gaming, that's fine, but it has to offer, download to hard drive. I mean, I would be okay if it didn't offer discs, but like it probably will. So it should have a disc slot so you can play your old games if they're really going to push backwards compatibility.
I think the next generation should get rid of discs. I think they should just do it already.
See,
Be as bold. What's the word they use? As Apple with the headphone jack. What do they call that?
courage.
Have the courage of Apple and get rid of discs.
But the thing is, like, if Microsoft is really into backwards compatibility and like they're really pushing that, they're gonna need a way for you to play
have
all
an
your old
accessory.
games. Yeah, that's the thing. Like remember the HD DVD drive?
You probably don't save a lot of money by removing a disc drive from the hardware. Like,
I mean, Blu-ray drives are still like
I forgot Blu-ray.
they're $50. Like to buy one
get
for your
rid of
computer.
it. Get rid of it completely,
So-
and then make it an accessory.
Yeah, you could do that, but
That's what I say.
Okay.
But suppose the rumor is that there is going to be two Xboxes. Can we
Right.
look that up?
I remember you
gen.
saying
We talked
that.
about it on the
Yeah, we
stream.
talked about it. And I think my position then is the same as now. Like there can't be a just streaming box.
The Sun reported Xbox 2 confirmed. Please do not call it that.
I'm pretty sure the Sun is like the British equivalent of the National Enquirer.
It is. Yeah, they're saying it's confirmed. VR, no. Release date, I don't know, who knows? Yeah, no, this is not what I wanted. There's an article somewhere that said there was gonna be it's gonna be two versions.
Yeah.
I forget it. Basically, what we want is a cloud version and a cheaper cloud version that has barely anything in it, and a more expensive like hardcore one that's like an Xbox One X.
Right.
And it would be really cool if the Xbox One X is already set up to play those games.
Yeah.
At least stream them, Because Microsoft is going for the service.
Yeah.
They know that that's where their money is. That's what they could be good at.
Yeah.
Because they have the infrastructure.
As far as
set
I
up
know, like Microsoft's cloud infrastructure is very stable. Like their business infrastructure is especially.
They own Mixer, the streaming service, and supposedly it's the most latency free.
Really?
Yeah, but some people say it's the most latency free because there's not a lot of viewership, so there's not a lot of traffic. But still, it seems like they got their stuff together, at least with that. So that's a start.
I forgot the name of their I think it's like Azure is like their cloud, like their business cloud service.
Azure Striker Gunvolt.
Yeah. And like it's supposed to be like excellent for what like it needs to do.
Do you use Google Drive
I do.
or do you use Dropbox?
I literally use everything.
Do you have a paid service for any of those?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Why?
I have a paid Dropbox,
Okay.
but part of our Google business thing, you can like upgrade to like the Google Drive, but I don't know if I want to do it.
Azure, Microsoft Azure.
And what is that? Is that their OneDrive?
No.
Okay.
Which I have an account for too.
Jesus Christ.
Azure is a cloud computing service created by Microsoft for building, testing, deploying, and managing applications and services through a global network of Microsoft managed data centers. I know businesses use it a lot for them to do like their cloud computing and like their things like that.
Oh, so that would basically be exactly what this
so they're
is.
probably using the Azure technology towards this.
Okay. I think this is a good idea. I think this is what they should do. What does the chat think? VVS League Gaming says, you actually own the games physically. What does that mean? Yes, physical has to stay, man. Oh, that's what he's saying. He's saying don't get rid of the CD drive. Duncan says, do y'all think they're going to stick to the number naming convention? If so, what number? I honestly don't know what they will call it. Xbox 5?
It would technically be the 4th Xbox.
I think that the cloud service opens it up to they could do basically whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's going to be called xCloud, right? Is that?
Well, it's Project xCloud.
So we don't know.
So
yet.
we don't know what the final name is.
It's the streaming service is going to be called something, and then the device that you play the streaming service off of is going to be called its own thing.
Yeah.
So that'll be like the Xbox,
Yeah.
and then the streaming service will be called something completely different.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just call it the new Xbox, like just drop it all completely.
Yeah, like the Xbox.
Yeah.
Because this is the box, and then it'll forever be iterated on.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the newest Xbox, you will just stream the games.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. Although, again, our infrastructure in America isn't set up for that in a lot of places. But then those people are going to have to buy the newest Xboxes.
Yeah.
So, that's already what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't come out as frequently, or they won't come out more frequently with new hardware.
Like phones, they gotta
like every year or every 2 years.
Yeah,
Even as frequently as the Xbox One X came out.
Yeah.
Like that was too frequent.
Yeah.
Like give it like 4 or 5 years. Fred says X Cube and he should time himself out. Eric says Xbox One remastered. Anyway, I think Xbox should stay in the streaming. That's the way that they should go. However, PlayStation.
Yes.
PlayStation, on the other hand, is working on a PS5.
Right.
Let me put the timestamp in.
With the 5th anniversary of the PlayStation 4's debut approaching, Sony has confirmed that it is developing a successor to the console. At this point, what I can say is I'm dying. At this point, what I can say is that it's necessary to have a next generation hardware, said Kenshiro Yoshida, Sony's president and CEO, in an interview with the Financial Times. I tried to put the link to the Financial Times article in it, but you need a subscription. So
I hate that.
They can
F off.
Yeah. So this is through Polygon. Yoshida did not name the console, so there is no information yet on whether it is officially called the PlayStation 5. There's also no word on a release window, although John Kodera, the CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, that's the official name of the company's gaming division, suggested in May that the next PlayStation is at least 3 years away.
3 years away.
Yeah.
He said, quote, "We will use the next 3 years to prepare the next step to crouch down so that we can jump higher in the future," said Kodera. Sony plans to employ that strategy through its 2020 fiscal year, which ends in the spring of 2021. So the PS5 may not come until after that point. So what? It doesn't take the reading tea leaves to figure out that it would make sense for Sony to produce a new PlayStation. The PlayStation 4 is easily Sony's most successful hardware platform since the PlayStation 2, which remains the best-selling video game console of all time with over 155 million units sold. Sony has sold more than 81.2 million PlayStation 4s worldwide, already surpassing the lifetime sales of the PlayStation 3, which shouldn't be saying much.
Yeah.
More importantly, the PlayStation division has been Sony's top-performing business segment in every full fiscal year since the company launched the PlayStation 4 in November of 2013, starting with the 2014 fiscal year, which began on April 1st. In Sony's 2017 fiscal year, which ended March 31st, 2018, revenue from Sony's gaming business amounted to 1.94 trillion yen, or $17.53 billion. Nearly 23% of the company's $75 billion total. Is there anything else in this article?
No, it's just going on about like...
So basically all these people freaked out because Yoshida said, at this point, what I could say is it's necessary to have a next generation hardware. So everybody freaked out.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm upset.
You should always assume that Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are working on next generation hardware.
Yeah.
Always assume that.
Even with the second they come out with a new hardware.
The second the PlayStation 4 came out, expect them to be working on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they're launching right into the next one.
Don't expect it to come out anytime soon, though.
I keep thinking I would put money down on next year.
Yeah, I know you do.
At the holidays next year.
I agree with...
Especially if xCloud is coming out next year.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people are going to use xCloud, really? Like, I'm with Codera when he says, like, probably, like, 2021.
Part of the reason why I think next year is because I think The Last of Us looks like a next generation game. The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
I think that's a next generation game.
I don't know.
Red Dead Redemption 2 looks pretty damn good.
Spider-Man looks really good on my regular PlayStation 4.
I think Red Dead 2 looks pretty similar to The Last of Us 2. But I think that the next year is a good time to release something else for PlayStation anyway, for Sony, because the PlayStation 4 Pro kind of didn't do that great.
Didn't do that great. People just buy regular PlayStation 4s.
Yeah, it's like staying afloat. But
yeah,
we're about due for a new console generation. Nintendo is leading the front on a new console generation.
Yeah,
they're the only console in what is it, the 9th generation, or is it the 8th generation?
But wait, is the Switch part of this generation or next generation?
I think it's part of the next generation. And why wouldn't it be? Because the Wii U was the Xbox One generation, right?
Right. But I don't know, because it's
Wikipedia has a list of the generations. Yeah. 8th generation. Let's see.
It's the 7th major home video game console from Nintendo.
Oh, it counts in the 8th generation. That's dumb. I think they're going to retrofit that.
I don't think so.
I think they're going to change this.
Think so, because the Wii U only lasted like 3 years before they canceled it, and then the new one came out?
No. It came out in 2012, the Wii U.
And then when did the Switch come out?
2017. It's like a long time.
That's like 5 years. Wow.
And that's like reasonable. That's a reasonable console life cycle. The Wii U came out early.
Yeah.
The Wii U came out in 2012, and the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out in 2014. So it was 2 years early.
Yeah.
That's why I think that the Switch is... Once the new consoles come out, they're going to move the Switch into the 9th generation.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Aside from I'm just reading the Wikipedia article.
Okay.
I think that xCloud is going to be, or all of Microsoft's next gen stuff is going to have to do with the cloud. And they're going to have a console that you put the discs in or whatever, you download the games and you play it right on the like a pro version,
right?
And they're going to have a cloud version,
right?
And I think that's going to be next year. And I think that there's going to be a PlayStation 5. That's what I think.
Okay, I think we're still a ways off from next gen hardware. I think Microsoft will push. They will lean more towards the complete version of the next Xbox with the disk drive and the hard drive and the cloud gaming. However, they will offer a cheaper model that only does cloud streaming.
Yes.
And then the PlayStation 5, there won't be a second model that just does cloud streaming.
I agree. I just think that if Microsoft's doing something like this, especially as early as nobody's saying as early as next year.
Yeah.
I just think because they're saying that they're working on it, that means we're getting it next year. That's what I just think. Also, they were pretty light on E3 this year, weren't they? They just announced that they bought a lot of studios.
Yeah, including another one that we might get to if we have time.
Yes. But I think that if Microsoft has a bunch of stuff next year, Sony's got to do something.
Yeah,
and it'll be a PlayStation 5. I don't know what the hell is going to be in the PlayStation 5. Probably just a more powerful console.
Yeah. I mean,
not any crazy features.
Yeah.
Get that VR out of there.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Maybe, I was going to say fix the DualShock because no game uses the touchpad anymore.
Yeah, stop putting gimmicks in there.
Yeah.
You got the touchpad, you got the light bar.
But I feel like at this point, they can't not have the touchpad.
I think they can. Well, yeah, there's backwards compatibility would be.
Yeah.
Well, make an accessory. Get that touchpad out of there. Nobody uses it.
Yeah.
People use it as a start button.
I know.
It's dumb. They put a lot of crap in there that we didn't need.
Yeah.
And make it cheaper. Make controllers cheaper.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
They don't need to be as expensive as they
Oh
are.
my God. You don't need to charge 3 times the amount of money that it makes it costs them $20 to make a controller, and yet they charge 3 times the amount.
It's because
for
of
it.
all the stuff they pack in it.
It's
you
ridiculous.
don't need any of that stuff.
It's I hate it.
Just let it play the game. The PlayStation 2 controller is fine. I'll play all your games with that controller. And that controller didn't cost that much.
No.
Mr. Smiles Cam says, giving consumers choice is great. Microsoft has the right idea. I think giving consumers choice is good in hindsight.
To a point.
Or to a point. Because too many options is a deterrent.
Yeah.
I can't think of an example. Well, I mean, the Pro versions of these consoles.
Yeah.
The Pro and the Xbox One X. Mm-hmm. It confuses people.
Yeah.
So it's not. Yeah, give people like 2 options and you're good. But give people anything more than that and they'll start to freak out.
Like when the 360 came out, it was like hard drive version, no hard drive version.
And then like you see this with like the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
The new iPhones came out and everybody's like, oh my God, it's $1,500? That's
Yeah.
insane. No, it's not. The most expensive one that you can get is $1,500.
Yeah.
You know, people over exaggerate things.
We got a $2 super chat from Joaquin Fernandez.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
If we get a Switch amp, what would you guys want? I'm not sure what he means by that. I'm going to assume he meant Switch app and then wrote amp by mistake.
I don't get that either.
I still don't get it. We got
A Switch speaker?
like you plug your Switch into a speaker.
Yeah, like a crate.
Like a Marshall?
Crate. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe he's thinking about a Switch app like the Microsoft xCloud app.
I think he's trying to say a new Switch iteration.
Maybe.
But I don't know what. It's something auto-corrected to amp.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a Switch, if it's xCloud on the Switch, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or if it's a Switch app for the phone,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
But knowing Nintendo will get it 10 years too late and it'll be bad.
Yes. I don't think some people are thinking that since Microsoft and Nintendo are buddy, that Project xCloud will make it onto the Switch, which would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
That's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No. Yeah, they're probably I mean, this is a good time for the Nvidia Shield to make a comeback.
Yeah, I thought that did make like a minor comeback.
They made another one for some reason, but like why? You know.
I don't know.
And they're working. And Nvidia don't they make consoles for China?
Yes.
And Nintendo puts games on it.
Yes.
They put Wii U games on it or something. Or no, they put Wii games.
People Wii games on it. Yeah.
But as for a Switch iteration, because a lot of people think we're going to get a Switch iteration next year.
Yeah. Which
So
I don't think we're gonna get, but whatever.
I would have said no, but we got this asked last week on the podcast, and then all of a sudden there was all this news about there being a Switch iteration next year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very minor, if anything. Maybe the screen will be bigger and there'll be less bezel, but this unit will be the exact same size.
Yeah.
And maybe a better processor making for better battery life, but it won't necessarily be more powerful.
Right.
And that's about it. Mm-hmm. That's about as much of an iteration as I think you'll get. And then that'll be in the 9th generation of consoles, along with the other freaking Microsoft and Nintendo garbage. Oh, Joaquin said Switch upgrade.
Switch upgrade.
So yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. So I guess that's that on PlayStation.
Yeah.
There's like barely anything to talk about with PlayStation.
Except,
Go on.
PSN. You can finally change your name on PSN. Asterisk.
Oh, what's the asterisk?
Well, let's get to it. The news is official. Sony announcing this morning, Wednesday morning, that users will be able to change their old PSN IDs starting in early 2019. The first change will be free, and subsequent changes will cost $10 each or $5 if you're a PlayStation Plus member.
Okay.
Beta testing for the service will start soon if you're part of PlayStation's preview program and want to try it out. Here's where the asterisk comes in.
Oh, boy.
Not every PS4, PS3, or Vita game is going to support your new ID.
Okay.
Per Sony. When you change your online ID, you will have the option to display your previous ID with your new ID so your friends can recognize you. Once you decide to display your old ID or not, you won't be able to adjust this after completing the online ID change process. This feature is compatible with PS4 games originally published after April 1st, 2018, and a large majority of the most played PS4 games that were released before this date. However, please note that not all games and applications for PS4, PS3, and Vita systems are guaranteed to support the online ID change, and users may occasionally encounter issues or errors in certain games. If for any reason you experience issues after changing your ID, you can revert back to your original ID for free at any time. You will only be able to revert once during the preview program. Reverting back to an old ID will resolve most issues and cause the ID...
Stroking out.
Yeah. I was on a roll and then I got cocky. Reverting back to an old ID will resolve most issues caused by the ID change. In addition, when this feature officially launches, a list of compatible games published before April 1st, 2018 will be provided on PlayStation.com for reference before you make a change.
So this has been something that everybody's wanted for a really long time.
Right.
Because for some reason you weren't able to change your
The
PlayStation
technical explanation is they tied like your PSN ID to your name itself.
Yes.
Whereas I think Microsoft on Xbox Live, it's tied to like a number, and then the name is just the overlay.
Same
of that
thing
number.
with Steam.
Yeah.
Steam has it, so you in the back end there's a weird number, but your actual given name that is shown is a number that's tied to it.
Right.
And Sony screwed up when they made their online years ago.
Yeah.
And made it so that whatever your name is what your account ID is. That's
Yeah.
how they identify you. So to make sure you're not trolling or skirting around anything, they need to keep your ID your ID.
Yeah.
What they should do is just have that ID, the one that
The back end ID.
the back end ID.
Yeah.
Yes.
If anything.
And then if you make a new ID, it's like a forwarding address.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
Yeah,
why
I
they had
don't
to do
get
all this
why
crap.
like this is not a system-wide thing, why this is more of a game per game basis.
Well, I could see.
I mean, for PS3 and Vita, since those are legacy consoles, that might be an issue there.
yeah, I could see older games not supporting forwarding or like a
Right.
what do they call it? A display name. I could see
Yeah.
that.
But I mean, even still, like this should be something that gets fixed on a system level,
Yeah.
like not on a game per game level.
Well, again, I could see older games that aren't supported.
Right, older games
Or
is
that
one
can't
thing,
update, you know?
But like for the PS4, like there should have been a better solution to this. I mean,
Oh, this should have been fixed a long time
I'm
ago.
not looking
I
to give
agree.
horse in the mouth. I mean, I don't have a problem with my PSN name, but like for the people who do, I think this is good. You know, it's just so weird that this is the way they have to do it. You know,
It's yes. And it's still not like it's not it's still weird. They fixed it in a weird way.
Yeah.
They didn't fix it in like a way that I would expect this, because we know the problem. We know what the problem is.
yeah,
And they're doing some weird thing. I don't understand. But they're also, are people mad that you have to pay?
I
do it?
don't think so because you have to pay on Xbox too.
When I worked at GameStop, kids would come in and change their names like every week.
Yeah.
They would come in and they'd buy the $20 PlayStation Microsoft cards. Mm-hmm. And I would always ask, what are you buying? Because I could print out a receipt that has just the amount that you want on it. And I want to change my name. I was like, oh, okay, I could print out a thing that's $10. So I would print out these things for these kids all the time.
Yeah.
Because you know what they do? They screw around, they get banned, and then they change their name.
Yeah.
You know? So that's what they're trying to prevent with name changes on PlayStation.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I'm happy it's happening.
Yeah, no, look, again, it's a good thing that this is happening. It's just, it's strange that it's happening this particular way.
Right. Users may occasionally encounter errors in certain games. If for any reason you experience issues after changing your ID, you can revert back to your original ID. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess like older games.
Yeah, so like, what was the first Call of Duty on PS4? Ghosts?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that might have an issue on it.
A lot of people have some very embarrassing PSN names from when they signed up like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that's why that was they do that on IGN, and now they do it on the new
Kind of funny.
what do they call it?
Podcast. P.S. I love you.
Yes, I almost called it podcast.
My favorite from like one of those is the chocolate drizz.
Oh my god, my favorite is one that I actually saw in real life. Have you seen my dad? And it was a guy. I used to play Destiny. It was a guy hanging out in like the hub world in Destiny, and he's just walking around. Have you seen my dad? Thank you for becoming a member, Jack Gamer. Hey, somebody became a member.
Nice.
Look at that. They hit that little join button. Make sure you link that to your Discord so you can get videos early. Will posted a video early last night.
I did. I got it done on like ahead of schedule and under budget.
Damn.
We don't have a budget.
Also, Jack Gamer, thank you for the $5 super chat. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see the next generation of consoles to have a less expensive option without a CD drive for those of us that have decent internet. Well, I think you'll get that with Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation, though. Good.
All right. Next. All right. Switch Online adds some games and an easy mode for one.
Oh, boy. Switch Online, the NES games. We're going to have an additional NES game. Switch Online subscribers have access to 3 more NES games as part of their subscription. NES Open Tournament Golf, Solomon's Key, and Super Dodgeball. A lot of people like Solomon's Key. Not my type of game.
It's one of those games that I've heard of, but I don't think I've ever actually played.
Somebody in the comments of my video was going off about Solomon's Key, and somebody was very adamant about how NES Open Tournament Golf is the best golf game on the NES.
Okay.
Which isn't saying a whole lot.
There's a lot of golf games on the NES, though.
Yes. I played a little bit of... Was it Open Tournament?
Open Tournament is the one where Mario's in the red, white, and blue costume.
Which one did they steal courses from for Wii Golf? Because one of them has Wii Golf levels.
I think it's just golf on NES.
That's the one that... what's his name worked on?
Yes. Iwata.
Yeah. That used to be on every Switch and now isn't on every Switch. Mm-hmm. That trio of classic games joins the 20-game lineup that launched in September. So now we're going to have 23 games. Perhaps more interesting than the addition of 3 additional NES games in an unexpected release of, quote, special save data is an unexpected release of, quote, special save data for The Legend of Zelda, a game that was part of the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online launch lineup. That save data will let players start their adventure with a ton of rupees and items, including the White Sword, Magical Shield, Blue Ring, and Power Bracelet. Basically, that save file will make The Legend of Zelda a much easier game to start playing for newcomers. In a press release, Nintendo promised to release more special save data for other NES titles, quote, offering fun new entry points into fan favorite games. If you're unfamiliar with the NES games that Nintendo released for Nintendo Switch Online subscribers today, here are official descriptions. Okay, you get the point.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So the big takeaway of this is that Nintendo is doing special save data, which will have like additional items and stuff for The Legend of Zelda, and they're planning on rolling this out to other games.
I wonder what the hell else they could do. What could you do? Maybe Ghosts and Goblins, they need to do something. Oh yeah,
absolutely. I mean, like Mario 3, they can give you the P-Wing.
Yeah,
right.
They can give you a couple of items for Mario 3.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a bad idea, especially because like a lot of these games are much harder.
I think it's cool because it's just an additional thing.
Exactly. You don't have to use them. Like that's all. Whenever like they add easy modes to games, everyone's like, "Oh, they're making game easy." You don't have to use them.
Yeah, just don't use it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to use special save data for Zelda because I tried playing it and I had no idea what the hell I was going to do.
You're still not going to know.
Yeah, no, not at all. I know
you have to look it up.
Yeah.
Or if you're in the 80s, you have a map that you draw on.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The NES games are tough.
Yeah.
NES games were way harder back then.
Yeah.
So They're trying to make it better for us pussies here in the teens.
Us snowflakes on this side of the millennium.
Yep. So I think this is fun. This is a fine addition. I'm very interested to see what they could do for other games. Maybe Ninja Gaiden would be a good one because Ninja Gaiden's in like 2 months, I think, or next month. It'd be good to get. Oh no, wait, is next month Metroid or?
I think next month is Metroid.
NES games. 1 month is Metroid and 1 month is Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden needs some help. December is Ninja Gaiden. Next month is Metroid, which I'm very excited for. I'm very excited for both of those. Yeah, I'm cool with this. Should be good. I don't think this makes Zelda that much easier though.
Probably not. I mean, it'll probably like just help you out as much as it can because like some of those enemies are tough, and if they hit you, you lose your beam sword immediately.
Yeah, which is a problem. This is also interesting if they ever add games outside of the NES collection.
So like we start getting the SNES collection, the N64 collection,
or Game Boy. If we get some Pokemon games, they give you Pokemon immediately.
Ooh.
Or they could add Pokemon to it that weren't in the game.
Cool. Yeah.
That'd be crazy. There's a world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. Speaking of Pokemon, you remember that little Pokemon? Remember that Pokemon that was in Pokemon Let's Go?
Meltan.
No, Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
It was a brand new Pokemon. It was the first time we see a new Pokemon in Pokemon Go. This guy, little guy's called Meltan. So he was in. People thought they were capturing Dittos, and then all of a sudden it was a Meltan.
Yeah.
And then it turned into. No, they would see a Meltan, they would capture it, and then it would turn into a Ditto. And they're like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
It looks like a Ditto, but with a bolt on his head.
Yeah.
And his tail is like a wire. Very ugly and weird Pokemon. Apparently, it's a mythical. Am I getting that right? Mythical, not legendary.
Yeah,
He's mythical.
Mythical.
He's a mythical Pokemon, exclusive to Go. But now we're learning how to capture it and use it.
Yeah.
And apparently, you need Pokemon Go and Let's Go.
Oh.
So according to Nintendo Life, the Pokemon Company has shared 2 brand new videos giving us a greater look at Meltan, the recently discovered mythical Pokemon set to appear in Pokemon Go and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And as you can see in the trailer above, which you can't because I'm not playing the trailer, Professor Willow and Oak, Willow is the professor from Go.
Right.
Oak is Oak. Discuss the new Pokemon, revealing that a mystery box is needed to capture one yourself. You can get your own mystery box by sending Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee on the Switch. We already knew that sending creatures over to the Switch games could get you candy and other items, but we now know that a mystery box will also be received, quote, the first time you send a Pokemon over. The official Pokemon website gives us a little more information on how this item will work in the games. The mystery box closes itself after it's used once. The only way to open it again is to wait a set amount of time and then send another Pokemon to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Uh-oh. You can also get a mystery box for sending Pokemon to a friend's Nintendo Switch game, but you can only have one mystery box at a time. Okay. Meltan will begin to appear once a mystery box is opened in Pokemon Go, but be careful, they'll only appear for the player that opened the mystery box. Touch a Meltan you see on the field map and then try to catch it with a Pokeball. They'll only appear for the player that... Okay. From there, you can then bring the Meltan you catch into the Pokemon Go games on Switch, where it can follow you around during your adventure just like any other monster. Even if you don't catch Meltan in Pokemon Go yourself, you can ask a friend to send one that they've caught instead. Another trailer reveals that Meltan is the most adorable little thing ever to exist, as well as giving us a tease at an involved form. There's a little shadow at the very end of the trailer that you see the bolt head, but there's like a body. No, it's just a weird blocky shape, but you could see that it's a much bigger. So he's going to be able to evolve, and I'm sure the evolution form will be a lot cooler. There's some things, little tidbits that we're learning that I feel like are hidden by the fact that there's a new Pokemon, and I feel like they did that on purpose.
Probably.
So you can only use the mystery box once, and then it closes for a set amount of time. The mystery box is how you transfer Pokemon from Go into Let's Go. That means that you can't load up your Pokemon from Go into Let's Go.
Yeah.
So you'll have to do them one at a time. It'll probably take a whole day to do it. So don't expect for all of your Pokemon to go into Let's Go immediately. Also, in order to get a Meltan, I guess you do a trade once and then you just get a Meltan?
Sounds like it.
You can also get a mystery box for sending Pokemon to a friend switch. So if you don't have Let's Go, then you just open up Pokemon Go and I'll trade you from my Let's Go version. Meltan will begin to appear once a mystery box is opened in Go. Okay, so you do one trade, I guess, from Let's Go into Go, and then you'll get a Meltan.
Yeah.
So that's that. Mark Murphy says, can you play the trailer? Copyright? You should just look it up yourself.
Yeah.
AJ says, I don't give enough of an F about the Pokemon to do this. It looks dumb, fam. I'm going to want it because I want to collect them all.
Yeah, you got to catch them all.
Because I'm stupid. James says, can we just get reboots of the GameCube Pokemon games? Colosseum and Gale of Darkness are my fave. What the hell is Gale of Darkness?
I've never heard of Gale of Darkness. I'll look it up.
Septajon says, I remember people thought the rumored new Pokemon was going to a different form of Pikachu. LOL, I'm sure they're very disappointed. I'm sure that Niantic was like, let's do this. And the Pokemon company was like, no, you don't get to have a cool one.
Yeah. So I remember the box art for the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, the box art looks familiar.
Oh, XD.
Yeah.
Is it Colosseum XD or is it just Pokemon XD?
It's just Pokemon XD.
Oh.
It's an RPG that takes place in the Pokemon Colosseum world.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I remember hearing about it. People were like, oh my God, it's the closest thing we got to a console Pokemon game.
Commercial success with selling over 1 million units.
It's a lot. What is it, Wii?
GameCube.
GameCube? Oh, that's a lot for a GameCube game. It's a Colosseum sequel, he's saying.
Yeah.
Ian Quinn says, I call Willow Professor Crabgrass because he's annoying and always asking me to do complicated tasks I already did. I don't even do the tasks that he tells me to do. I should probably do that because I need more coins in that game because I refuse to pay for them. Because I need a bigger bag. Oh shit. All right, moving on. Will, you're completely checked out of this conversation.
No, I am in like Flynn. Because next we're going to talk about indie devs saying the Switch is the easiest console to work with.
Yes.
All right.
I didn't even read this. I'm just going to skip right to the quote.
All right.
No, I'm not. There's some context. This new batch of praise for the Big N comes from Luke Bernard, Chief Creative Officer of Development Studio Arcade Distillery, the team behind Plague Road, Mecco Tales, and Kitten Squad. I've never heard of any of those.
Nope.
In an interview with Twinfinite, Bernard was asked about the process of releasing games for different platforms and whether or not this process was the same for each one. Here's what he had to say. No, each platform has their own set of rules and submission processes. The easiest so far has been Switch. I can't mention much because of NDAs, but that's the easiest one. They're fast with emails, easy to get a hold of with developers. Nintendo has done a complete 180. They're pretty much how Sony was years ago. Sony was at the height of the indie scene, and now it's become kind of Nintendo was like that. Who's like that? Bernard went on to directly compare the Switch.
Now it's become kind of Nintendo who's like that, saying that Nintendo is now what Sony was back then.
Bernard went on to directly compare the Switch with the PlayStation family of consoles, suggesting that the PlayStation isn't quite as welcoming. Now I know how to work with all of them, but PlayStation isn't as user-friendly. That's the most I'll say. I could see that because PlayStation is the one who's holding off on cross play and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, they came right at the gate at the beginning of the generation. We're like, oh, we're so friendly with indies, and now they're just like, we're Sony, we're on top, everybody can kiss my ass.
I think the reason why Nintendo is so welcoming now is because they need third-party games. They can't just have first parties anymore.
Yeah.
That they need additional support.
It's interesting, though, that they're saying that Nintendo is easy to work with and all that, because there have been other like reports from other indie developers saying that Nintendo, like, they're not great with promotion of like indie titles, and even like the eShop, like it's not. I mean, it's better than like say the iTunes App Store, but it's not curated in a way that specifically highlights certain games.
I think the promotion is very selective.
Yeah,
because they have the Nindies Directs, and that gives a lot of promotion to these things, but they not every game gets thrown in the Nindies Select, and sometimes there's very popular games that they leave out. It's very weird. They're very weird about it. And the eShop, it needs a lot of work, but I think that otherwise they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they're communicating with developers. I just think that if the reports are true that curation is bad and promotion is bad, like they need to really work on that.
I think that they have a good they have a team, an indie team in Nintendo of America, where they're just recruiting indie developers and trying to get them to get their stuff on the Switch. So that's where the communication is coming from. I'm pretty sure that's a new thing for Nintendo.
Yeah.
So I could see this. Microsoft, I'm sure, is pretty decent with indies.
From what I know, they've gotten a lot better from when the generation started.
They were good on the 360.
On 360, yeah, but I mean, they would used to have things like your first patch update is free, then the second is like a $10,000 charge. Yeah, and there were all these requirements to being an indie, whereas Sony once put out like these are the requirements. It was just a blank sheet of paper. So, but now roles have reversed.
Sony, I mean, I only remember them being good with indies on the Vita.
Yeah. Well, indies were good to the Vita.
Yeah, that's true too. So now Nintendo's taken that role because they have the weaker console, and they
have the weaker console, but it's also like you can play it on the go. Yeah, which is like great for indies.
I think that a lot of indie games just happen to be like low powered and like 2-dimensional, like side scrollers and stuff. I want to play those types of games on the weakest device that I have and the most convenient thing that I have. Yeah. So that's why they're perfect for the Switch. Because if I could have these games portably, why not? Yeah. Previously, a lot of these indie games, I would be totally fine playing them on my phone. Certain ones, yeah. I mean, some of them, like the ones that would need buttons, definitely you'd want to play that. Yeah. Nothing that required like very quick reaction time. Yeah. But still, like it keeps like turn-based games. They should be on the phone. Yeah. There's no reason not to, unless they're very high powered. But
I think XCOM you can get on the phone, but.
That's a good one. Yeah, stuff like that. AJ says, that was Wii U era, Will. I think you may be remembering the Oddworld devs quote. I don't remember what you were talking about. The Wii U was great with indie games because of Meme Run.
The Wii U was originally like the worst for indie games because they had that infamous quote where Reggie said, like, you know, a lot of indie developers work out of the garage. To work on the Wii U, you need at least an office.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That's messed up. I was joking about Meme Run. That game sucks.
Yeah.
Aiden Kelly says, who TF cares if people like Fortnite? Yeah, I think it's garbage, but I give 0 Fs if that's how you choose to spend your time. It's a effing video game. Let me tell you something, Aiden. There was a lot of Fortnite news that I didn't put in here because I didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm going to talk about it anyway. They're releasing a $30 physical bundle for
Published
the holidays.
by Warner Brothers.
What?
Yeah. Warner Brothers.
That's a hell of a deal for Warner Brothers. Epic should have self-published that.
They easily could.
Yeah, why? Yeah, they could have. Why didn't they? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yeah, Warner Brothers. That's crazy. It's crazy that Thanos was in it, and it's now being published by Warner Brothers. That and McFarlane Toys is making toys.
Yeah.
Fortnite toys.
And everyone was posted in, at least in the Discord that I saw. Apparently, like all the Halloween skins are out.
Yeah.
So everybody's playing the skeletons.
Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Also, the Halloween skins for Overwatch are out, and they look amazing, as always. So I want to talk about real quick how much Mario Party sucks.
Okay, do that.
Mario Party sucks. Mario Party, I've always hated Mario Party because you've played Mario Party in the past.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Have you always thought that it's just completely arbitrary and nothing matters, and they just pick random winners?
I don't know. I haven't played enough to like get into the minutia of it, but it was just like it is what it is, you know.
So I've always thought the Mario Party's stupid in that, like, you know, like it's similar to Mario Kart, except there's a lot less skill involved in Mario Party. They just they try to help up the weaker people, the people who are less good at the game. They like throw stuff at them to make their lives a little easier, but the way they do it in Mario Party, it just becomes completely arbitrary and stupid. I want every single mini game, not every single one, but I want most of the mini games. I had the most stars and the most coins at the end of the match.
Okay.
There was an extra hard CPU character that was right behind me. There was a hard CPU character that was behind him, and there was a normal CPU character that was behind him. So we were in difficulty order, and then me. Okay. Then one of them the third place person got a star for getting a boo item. Just for that, he gets a star. The last place person got a star for landing on the worst spaces. You landed on all the bad spaces so much that you get a star. Now the entire roster flipped.
Really?
And the normal person, Waluigi, the person who was the easiest difficulty, won. Then the next easiest one, and then the hardest, and then me.
Wow.
The whole thing flipped.
Wow.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah.
This game. There's no skill involved. There's no online. The online is just mini games. You just play mini games. That's it. And it's only some of the mini games, not all the mini games.
Works.
Why does that work? There's no tabletop. The whole board game thing. It doesn't work online.
Well, tabletop, like I can imagine, like that's supposed to be like a group of people in the same room. Online, you're probably just gonna want to cut through the BS and just play the mini games anyway.
No, I want to play the friggin' game. Right, well, it's a multiplayer game. Why can't I play the game online?
Fair point.
There's a new mode with the rafting, online only.
Okay.
There's a rhythm mode that is really cool. I like that. It's like Rhythm Heaven, but with Nintendo characters. That's cool. You looking at text messages? I can see you looking at text messages right now.
But
we're trying to podcast.
I heard everything you said.
The rhythm mode's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I think it's a dumb game. Only get it if you're gonna have 3 other people that want to play specifically this game that are in the same room as you.
Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be like a party game. It's not supposed to be like a game that's taken seriously.
It's supposed to be a game that you play with casuals,
Yeah.
but otherwise, people have this weird nostalgic connection with Mario Party, so they have to defend it for some reason. But like, it's not a good game.
Well,
your
because,
nostalgic connection is with the friends that you played with.
Yeah. I mean, they did hurt their palm trying to play that game, so there's that.
The burn-in on the N64. So yeah, don't get that game, and especially don't get it if you wanted to play online with people, because you just straight up can't.
Right.
Unless it's just a couple of the mini games. Makes me very angry. Well, Aiden says it does seem weird to not include the full experience online. I agree. Lewis says Mario Party pairs well with alcohol.
Yeah.
Correct. GK Dope says the mini games are what people really want to play, but you can't play them for that long because it's only like 10 or so mini games that you can play online. So like you're not getting a solid session in.
So then that sucks.
The board game part prolongs the experience.
Yeah.
If you're playing Mario Party, that's what you think of as the board game thing.
No, you think of the mini games. The board games is just the connective tissue.
Yeah.
The board game is the overworld map, essentially.
Yes. But I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I've never been I mean, I don't play much Mario Party. I've never played much Mario Party, but every time I've ever played Mario Party, it's always like, hey, let's play Mario Party. And then you play the whole board game for like an hour. Not, hey, let's play Mario Party. Let's just go through all these mini games. Mm-hmm. There was that DS game that was just mini games, which everybody freaked out about, but then it was only a DS game. All right. Why don't you tell me about... Oh, no, we don't want to talk about Venom today.
All right, we'll keep going, and then we'll talk about how much I didn't like Venom.
Okay.
All right. So earlier we were talking about Microsoft potentially buying another studio.
Yes.
This isn't confirmed, but sources say that Microsoft is finalizing a deal to acquire independent game development studio Obsidian Entertainment.
Now, Obsidian, everybody's saying. Mm-hmm. Obsidian, the company that made Fallout New Vegas.
Correct.
That's like all they've done.
No.
They have a bunch of other games, but they're all like nothing exciting.
Well, you got to dig through their library, which I will do if Wikipedia opens, for F's sake.
Did they do Star Wars?
They did Knights of the Old Republic too.
Oh, okay.
Which I think was their first game, actually.
Jeez.
That's a hell of a game to start with.
Since New Vegas, they haven't really done anything crazy.
They did South Park, the first South Park game.
Which South Park game?
Stick of Truth.
Really?
Yeah, that was them. And then Ubisoft took over, and Ubisoft whatever did Fractured But Whole.
I thought it was THQ.
THQ published it. THQ was publishing it.
Oh, and then they went under.
And then Ubisoft took it over.
Never mind. Obsidian's doing a lot of great work then.
So Obsidian, Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords, Neverwinter Nights 2, Alpha Protocol.
Alpha Protocol, get that out of there.
Alpha Protocol interests me because it's an RPG.
Yes.
But it's a spy RPG.
Yeah, that was its whole thing, but it got like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it got like really bad reviews, and I kind of hope if Microsoft does buy Obsidian, they do make an Alpha Protocol 2 with Microsoft's money. They'll be able to like make it good.
They will never make a sequel to Alpha Protocol.
Well, something similar because
Beta Protocol.
Yeah, a modern RPG like that's based on like espionage. That's way more up my alley than medieval fantasy, Lord of the Rings crap.
I'm interested in Bethesda's next
thing. Their Space Force, whatever.
Star Vale.
Yeah.
Starfield?
Something like that.
I'm interested in that because it's just an RPG, but sci-fi.
Right.
That sounds cool.
Dungeon Siege 3, South Park Stick of Truth, Pillars of Eternity, which I believe was their Kickstarted game, which was a very successful on Kickstarter. That's more of like a classic top-down perspective game. Mm-hmm. So they've had a lot of stuff, and they've had a lot of popular things, but they were never really like, one of the bigger like independent studios. They're not like a Gearbox or anything.
I had money that they were working on Fallout 76 or whatever that was going to be.
Yeah.
But apparently they're not.
It's not, yeah. I'm trying to think. There's more to this article. Compelling argument for the sale is that being owned by a company with deep pockets will offer Obsidian stability and resources the likes of which they have never seen before. Which is true because a lot of their projects, like, they had a really hard time getting funding for. That's why they had to go to Kickstarter for Pillars of Eternity. In late 2017, Obsidian announced that it was developing a new RPG that would be published by a Private Division, a label of 2K games designed to fund mid-sized games. The companies did not say anything about which consoles the RPG would be available on, and it's not clear how this sale will affect that game. One option is for Microsoft to buy out the contract. Another is for Microsoft to simply inherit it, allowing Obsidian to tie up loose ends as part of the acquisition. So they still have a development deal with 2K to make a game. So this acquisition could throw a wrench into it. Either Microsoft buys it outright and it's an Xbox exclusive, or they let Obsidian finish their deal and put it out. Like kind of like what they did with Ninja Theory with Hellblade.
I think they would absolutely, even if they buy it, and I think they would be like, no, finish the 2K game, whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, they have studios that work on other consoles, you know.
Yeah, Mojang, so.
Yeah, so I think that they'd be pretty lenient with that. I don't think they're going to be, you know.
Yeah, this is what
snuff it down.
This is one more thing I want to say. Obsidian and Microsoft have a checkered history. Before the release of the Xbox One, Obsidian was working on an Xbox exclusive role-playing game published by Microsoft called Stormlands. Tense disagreements between the two companies led Microsoft to cancel the game in 2012, and to some involved, it was hard to imagine that the pair would work together again. The Microsoft department is under different leadership now, however, with Phil Spencer taking up the top role in early 2014, and the move appears to make sense for both parties. So they got canceled back before Phil Spencer took over and like rebuilt the Xbox division from the ground up, try to make it more friendly to everybody.
Microsoft bought 5 studios?
Yeah.
They announced at E3?
4, and then they created a 5th.
Okay, so they bought 4 and made a 5th.
Yeah.
This would be their 6th.
Yes.
That's crazy. Which is good because they got
nothing.
They've not been good with exclusives.
No.
Lately. So I think this is great.
Yeah. No.
Obsidian's a great developer.
Yeah. So and hopefully with with the backing of Microsoft, we can start to see, more polished games from the studio come out.
Yeah, I think that they've been in a lull for a little bit since South Park.
When reach for comment, Microsoft say, we do not comment on rumors or speculation. And a Obsidian spokesperson said, unfortunately, we don't comment on rumors or speculation other than to say that the Rumors album by Fleetwood Mac still holds up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good on them.
Now let's listen to that whole album and see if they were trying to tell us something.
Yes. All right. Next.
Fruit Nut says, if this happens to be the case with Microsoft, do you think we could get Banjo-Kazooie back? Why?
On Nintendo?
Yeah, if what happens to be the case? Oh, if the acquisition happens to be the case, but why would we get Banjo-Kazooie specifically? Is it because you just think that Microsoft has now 6 studios, if this is true, that could work on a Banjo-Kazooie game?
Yeah.
They just need, they have the license.
Yeah. And
it's rare.
Yeah, it's rare. So
they could do it.
Rare's working on that sweet, sweet Sea of Thieves money.
I don't have any sympathy for people who want a new Banjo-Kazooie game or a new Crash Bandicoot game.
Right.
Or a new, I think that's it. Because we got those as soon as the Xbox 360, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Back in the Xbox 360 days, people were like, oh man, they need to make a new Crash game. And I was like, they just did. And nobody bought it because it sucked.
Well, to be fair, the new Banjo-Kazooie game we got was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, and it's nothing like what Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie were.
Right.
So a new Banjo-Kazooie game would presumably be Banjo 3E, the direct sequel to Banjo 2E. Something like more like that, not a game where you have to build cars that don't drive
What we got
properly.
instead was Ukulele, which was pretty much just Banjo-Kazooie. But I think that games like that aren't as exciting today as they once were. Ratchet and Clank did a good job.
I think the idea of them aren't as exciting because you want
the
game,
gameplay isn't as exciting.
That's the thing. You want the game as you remember it, not how it is.
Right, exactly. Yes. You're absolutely right.
So
because they're simple games, and when you get them as a $60 game in 2018, it doesn't. It feels like it should be like a $30 game,
right?
Like a quick experience. All right. Well, what's next?
LKM Cherokee, $5 super chat. Thoughts on Wonder Woman, Justice League Dark, Witching Hour, Flash 56, and Detective Comics 9.
That's 990.
A lot. Yeah, Darkseid will kill you with the Omega Sanction if you didn't read them. First of all, props for not using the Alexander Luthor death from Infinite Crisis. That's his go-through threat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't read.
I didn't
something.
know that.
So thanks for changing it up. Well, I guess he's going to have to hit me with the Omega Beam and send me back to the Stone Age. So I didn't read any of them. I've told you I don't read Justice League Dark, and I'm not reading Detective until Tomasi takes over. I am interested in Flash, though, because Wally West dies in Heroes in Crisis, but he's still alive in The Flash. So I want to see how that gets tied in together.
Spoilers for the comic book that none of you people read.
Yeah. Also, last week I told you to at me on Twitter with the books you want me to cover, and you were talking to me on Twitter before. So I will use those $5 and get those comics, and I will let you know at a later date.
Speaking of comics.
Yeah, speaking of comics, though, we got our first look at Ruby Rose's Batwoman.
Oh, let me pull it up on the screen.
Yeah.
She looks... I didn't think it was... I thought it was a fan creation, Will. Gotta say.
I mean, let's...
That props on you for linking the JPEG and not the article.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the CW, so of course it's going to be a budget, budget restricted. But I mean, other than that,
I think the concept is there.
It looks like Batwoman.
It does. I don't think it's a... You know what I think it is? I think the suit's fine. This whole image sucks.
Yeah, no,
I think that the picture is bad.
The pasted in, obviously green screened Gotham City is terrible. I mean, honestly, I think her boots and gloves should be red like they are in the comics, and the cape needs to be much bigger. But other than that,
they got to do what they do with Batman in the movies. Have like 1,000 different capes.
Yeah, which I'm sure they'll have. But I mean, that's Batwoman.
Yeah. She looks like Batwoman. I'm not upset.
Yeah.
I think what my problem with this is the picture itself is a bad picture.
I'll be honest with you. This looks better to me than Green Arrow and Flash's costumes on those shows. Because Flash to me always had like a big head. Like his head was like abnormally like large, kind of like mongoloidish. And Arrow's is just a hoodie and a mask.
Yeah.
So
I think that I just hate these shows because they're in that weird, like you're already watching a comic book show or a comic book, you're watching comics in a visual form, in the real world, which is already weird. But they don't have the budget to go a little bit beyond your disbelief,
right.
like the movies do.
Yeah.
Like a good movie you'll be able to suspend your disbelief a little bit.
I think Daredevil on Netflix found a way to do it really well. But even still, like it's still a TV show, so it's hamstringed by like its budget because like Iron Fist definitely was. Jessica Jones felt like it at times. Apparently, The Defenders looks really cheap.
I haven't watched any comic book shows.
My problem with the CW shows is that there's too gosh darn many of them, and they just keep adding them. And like I hadn't watched any of them yet, and by the time I was ready to start, it was too late because they added like 3 other shows. They all started crossing over with each other, and I just can't do it. I cannot do it.
The only episode of a comic book show that I have ever seen was an episode of Gotham that you were watching for a video.
Yes, and I wish I didn't, because
something happened in it, and we both just started hysterical laughing.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was a shaky cam. Like, was it Gordon's face?
Yeah, they attached the camera to his body. It was a body mounted shaky cam.
That was bad.
That was terrible.
That was awful. Bright Shiny Shadow. I like Preacher a lot. It's a pretty great comic show.
I've heard Preacher is very good.
I've heard good things about a lot of these things.
Yeah. Preacher, I feel like would be easier to get into because it's just Preacher. Yep. It's not Preacher crossing over with other Garth Ennis TV shows.
Ian Quinn says Legion is the only superhero comic book show I can handle. I heard good things about Legion too, but that's like on the bottom of everybody's lists. Not that it's bad. It's just that it's not as popular.
Yeah, but I think Legion.
Even though
Legion
Aubrey Plaza's in it, and I love Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, Legion. I'm getting confused with the friggin' CW shows because they have Legends of Tomorrow, which I keep thinking is Legion of Superheroes,
okay.
which is two completely different things. I heard Legion is very good, but it's very bizarre and it's on FX. So.
I want to see that Netflix show. Maniac, is it called?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Apparently that's like Legion because it's like crazy.
Yeah, I want to see it. Kojima really likes it, so I gotta see it now.
Yeah, it's Cary Fukunaga, I think it's the director. He directed all the episodes, and he's directing the next James Bond movie.
Ooh, maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll watch a James Bond movie finally. What's really good? What's a really good show? My Hero Academia. It's very good.
Yeah,
I've finally got all caught up.
Yeah.
I'm also almost done with Blood Blockade Battlefront. I don't know if I said this on the podcast yet. Second season, far superior than the first season.
Really?
If you like yourself some Gungrave or Trigun, just dive into the second season. Don't even worry about the first season.
I might have to do that.
Because you might feel a little lost, but they don't explain much in the first season. The second season of Blood Blockade Battlefront, it's a lot of episodes where they do a lot of character building. So one episode will be on one character, and the next one will be on a different character. Similar to how they did in Trigun. You know how in the beginning of Trigun, you'd meet a new character, and the whole episode would be about that character.
Yeah.
And then they do that in Blood Blockade Battlefront. Very good.
Nice.
Oh, it sounded like you were going to launch into something.
No.
James Gunn is writing Suicide Squad 2.
Yes.
I'm disappointed about this.
Warner Brothers has just confirmed to IO9 that James Gunn is in discussions to write with an eye to direct the next installment of the Suicide Squad franchise. He'll have a completely new take on the property. This is obviously big news for a lot of reasons. James Gunn, of course, fired from Guardians of the Galaxy because now all of a sudden Disney is offended by tweets he made 10 years ago that they should have known about. So now the rival franchise company, Warner Brothers, snatched him up to do a DC property. And honestly, they picked the DC property that might match his sensibilities very well.
Yeah, he's just gonna make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, just not in space.
But he's writing it. He's not directing it.
As of now, he's writing it. They had a director attached before, but I guess it fell apart. So they might have him direct it as well.
Also, famously, James Bautista.
Dave Bautista.
Good old James
Bautista.
Dave Bautista, very big advocate of James Gunn.
Yes.
Pissed off that Marvel fired him.
Publicly has said, I will finish my contract, then I'm done. Unless they don't use James Gunn's script for Guardians 3, then I'm out completely.
If they don't use James Gunn's script, then I'm out completely. Well, he tweeted, "Where do I sign up?" Because he wants to be in whatever James Gunn is doing.
Yes.
Which would also be very interesting because he's on the friggin' Marvel side, and now he wants to go over to the DC side.
Well, a lot of the actors are on both sides.
True.
So, it doesn't really matter. But Dave Bautista is very vocal about his displeasure of it, and has very openly said I will quit.
I wonder if Disney fired James Gunn. Whole controversy happened. I wonder if Marvel tried to make good with James Gunn, and James Gunn was like, "Nah, forget it. I'm sick of this already."
I know there was that meeting between James Gunn and the heads of Disney to try and work something out, and they were just like, "No, we're sticking to our guns. You're out of here."
They said that. Is it confirmed that Disney said that?
Disney said it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was more because like Kevin Feige was trying to get him back, but Kevin Feige apparently wasn't in that meeting.
Sounds like a very important meeting to be in.
Yeah.
That's garbage. I'm upset because what the hell does this mean for Guardians? What does it mean for good old James Batista's character? It sounds like they could just leave him dead in well,
I think he's
Infinity War.
Finished with Infinity War. So like whatever that's gonna be with.
That's true.
So it's just Guardians 3.
Well, they could just leave him out unless he's that important.
I doubt it, but
and he's like that's like a great character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like, and I just don't care about the DC films. I just do not care nearly as much as I do about the Marvel films.
No, I mean, they seem to be trying everything they can to turn the ship around. Maybe Aquaman will do it.
Did the Aquaman trailer come out
at
week?
New York Comic Con? They released like a 5-minute sneak peek.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot in that trailer.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
I think it looks very good.
It looks very. I'm very surprised.
Yeah, even with all the colors.
Yeah. I'm glad it has all the colors because it's better than just dark blue.
I think it might actually be pretty good.
Yeah,
I will see that. First, I got to watch Justice League, which I'm putting off for a very long time.
You keep putting that off.
So
yeah, I would rather James Gunn get his own thing, not just inherent Suicide Squad of all things.
I think he could do good, but I don't want him to direct. I want him to have a hand in the writing, but also direct it. Yeah, because that's where he's good. He's good at that. He's got the good comedy chops.
He's got a good voice for directing.
James Ryan in the chat says probably a test to see if Mr. Gunn can work his magic on DC as he did in Marvel. If the Suicide Squad does well, he may direct another DC movie. If he does well in that, it could be the resurgence of a good DC movies. I think that there's no reason not to just give him the reins of whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Because he already proved himself with a very similar comic book movie. And DC is not exactly in, like, they don't have a lot of clout. So they have room for experimentation.
Here's the problem, though, with... because you know, giving James Gunn Suicide Squad and then giving him something else and then giving him something else, kind of like how they gave Zack Snyder Superman and then they gave him Batman vs Superman, and then they gave him Justice League. So that worked out very well.
Well, the problem is that they gave him Superman. He made a bad movie. And they're like, "Oh, how about you make another one?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll make another bad movie."
Even worse movie.
Yeah. I watched Man of Steel, and when the credits rolled, I went, somebody next to me went, "Wow," and I went, "Yeah, that was pretty good." And then everybody yelled at me. I got screamed at in the parking lot.
I walked out of that movie. I was like, "What the hell? That was not a Superman movie."
I remember enjoying it, but in hindsight, I could see that it was not a very good movie. Anyway, the last thing we have here is that DC rethinking Black Label after Batman's dick controversy. Oh, do tell, Will.
So do you remember like a few weeks ago, the DC launched their Black Label. It's supposed to be the top writers and artists in the industry doing whatever they want with the DC characters. It's geared more toward a mature audience, you know, tackling like more mature subject matter. The first issue of this whole label was Batman Damned by Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo. And part of the artwork of the initial printing, Lee Bermejo drew Bruce Wayne's penis. And like as he's getting undressed in the Batcave, completely nude.
Didn't they obscure it in the color? In the
Comixology version and in future printings, including the trade, they shadowed it completely, so you don't see it. I can now say I've seen Batman's penis.
What are we talking here?
It's average, but like it's still like you see an outline of it. You don't see like the full thing in all its veiny glory.
Disappointing.
Whatever. They were trying to be subtle about it, or you know, classy, if you will. However, because you see Batman's penis, that's all everybody talked about. And it was a big controversy, especially because they tried to cover it up. So, at New York Comic Con 2018, Polygon asked Jim Lee and Dan DiDio, the co-publishers of DC Comics, if the conversation around Batman's penis was a hurdle for the imprint to get over now, or just an example of all publicity is good publicity. Jim Lee acknowledged that Batman Damned garnered a lot of attention for its production errors, their words, but said that ultimately the book would bring readers back to read issues 2 and 3 on the strength of its overall content, not just a few panels. Jim Lee says, I think we made some choices after it went out, and there were some production errors that led to the book being published the way it was. That ended up being the big story. Thankfully, people were very pleased with the story and the content, the beautiful art, and the story that Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo had come up with really resonated with readers. But the reception to Batman Damned #1 has prompted some rethinking at DC, even if it's just a more cautious approach. It's made us certainly look at what Black Label is and think about whether these elements are additive to the story. This is from Jim Lee. And that's something that we'll be more mindful of going forward, because I don't think we want necessarily a repeat of what happened with the first issue. And Dan DiDio chimes in, it's something we wish never happened, because it really took the attention away from what we thought was quality storytelling, and that's not the way we see this imprint. As a matter of fact, we are excited by all the books that we have under Black Label, and it's important, and it's an important line for us. So much of that, we're actually repositioning some of our older material that has the same tonality and bringing it in and reprinting it under the Black Label name. They want to take older comics that could possibly fit under Black Label, like Batman Year One or DC New Frontier or the recently released Batman White Knight. Mm-hmm. Things that stand on its own, that are more like creator driven, more like with a mature bent. Like put that under Black Label. Keep it like put it all under the same umbrella. But now, because of the controversy, they're like rethinking exactly what they want Black Label to be. Do they want it to be, something where creators have like all the freedom in the world to just go nuts and just have dicks everywhere?
Just because it was a little penis?
Yeah.
Well, the whole purpose was to be a little raunchier.
Not raunchy.
Well, violent.
Not
stuff,
raunchy.
right?
I mean, the book's very violent. It's not so much raunchier. It's just more because like
Max or whatever they were called. Or wasn't Vertigo a spinoff of
Yeah, well, Vertigo isn't necessarily like raunchier. I mean, they do have like Vertigo features nudity in the comics.
What was the Punisher on? Marvel Max?
Yeah, Marvel Max. Yeah, something like that. Maybe like one step below, because like the mainline DC comics are basically like supposed to be PG-13 across the board, and Black Label could step into our territory. Mm-hmm. I guess the male genitalia is a step too far.
It wasn't erect. If it was erect, I could see all this controversy, but it's just a dick.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, but this leads into question, because you have other books like Frank Miller and John Romita Jr.'s Superman Year One. And Frank Miller, especially in his later years, is a very controversial writer. So I'm sure he's got some weird things going on in there. They're going to try and censor Frank Miller. You have John Ridley's The Other History of the DC Universe, which tells the history of the DC Universe from the minorities characters of the DC Universe. So that's not going to be all peaches and roses. You have Kelly Sue DeConnick and Phil Jimenez, Wonder Woman Historia, the Amazons, which is the lost history of Wonder Woman's Amazonian forebearers. The Amazons are violent people who used to walk around naked.
God forbid there's a little bub.
Yeah.
God forbid.
So, I mean, it sounds like they got thrown for a loop because of Batman Damned. This starts a slippery slope, because once you tell a writer or an artist you can't have this, then does that mean they can't have this and this as well?
Is it because of the comics grading board or whatever they call it?
The Comics Code Authority?
Yeah.
That doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, it doesn't?
Yeah, that hasn't existed for years.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this whole thing's stupid.
This whole thing,
There's no reason for any of this.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
You're worried about tarnishing your name. It's a completely offshoot brand.
Yeah, there's no reason to be upset about this. I mean, I understand if you wanted to censor the penis, like that's one thing, but like to rethink the entire line, like that's another.
Yeah.
Like Batman Damned, from what I understand, it was the perfect introduction to a new, more mature, more creator-focused label. So censoring that just defeats the purpose.
For some reason, this whole conversation prompted Crash Bandicoot in the chat to talk about how much he loves Beast Boy. And that concerns me a little bit.
I mean, Beast Boy's not a bad character.
No, it concerns me because of the conversation that prompted him talking about Beast Boy. He wants to see Beast Boy's dick, Will. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Grimhane, Bat Dick has already had more than too much time. Oh my god, they had a penis in a comic book. Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big deal because it's Batman's.
The chat has erupted in people talking about Batman's dick. And of course, immediately out of the gate, Eric Henley, Bat Dick and Nightwang. That was from last time we talked about this.
Yeah, I remember.
All right. Do you want to talk about Venom or do you want to do the tweet of the week?
Let's do the tweet of the week, tweet of the week,
go.
and then we'll talk about Venom.
So, tweet of the week needs a little context. Will, have you ever heard of the manga, The Enigma of Amigara Fault? It is a horror manga.
I've never heard of it.
It's about this fault line shifts, and then there's this giant like canyon that appears, and inside of it are human-shaped holes.
Okay.
And everyone's like, "Oh wow, it's crazy! What's that doing there?" And then people see the hole, and they see it on TV, and they go, "Wait a minute, that one's mine. That's my hole." And they have to walk to the hole and go into it, and then they get sucked in. And that's the manga. The tweet is it's from Space Coyote, and it says, "This is what you get when you have me in Slack." And it's a picture. It's a picture of the spider donut from Dunkin' Donuts. It's a donut with a donut hole in it. It's a donut with a munchkin.
Yes.
And it says, "I feel like this is an unwritten rule that you don't put a donut hole inside of another donut." And then this guy drew a munchkin going into the hole just like it was in the manga, and it says, "It was made for me. This is my hole." And then he made the end of the manga, which is like that takes too much explanation. But if you've seen the manga, this is very funny, Will. I promise.
Okay, I believe you.
That's how the manga ends with "Durr." It's like a big scary thing that happens. Okay, anyway.
Okay.
The whole manga is free online if you want to read it. It's very good. We should give ourselves a time limit to talk about Venom. What do you say, 5 minutes? So
all right, I'll try and do everything I can in 5 minutes.
Okay, so you got 5 minutes. I'm going to put a timer.
All right. Well, I got it here. Just tell me when to start.
Okay, we're doing 5 minutes from right now.
All right,
so leave.
It's not a very good movie.
Okay.
It's not the worst comic book movie I've ever seen, but it's not very good at all.
Spoilers, if we're
going to talk about spoilers. So the first, I checked my watch. The movie started at 12, and as I was watching it, I was starting to get bored, so I was checking my watch. It takes a half an hour for Venom to merge with the symbiote, to get infected by the symbiote. During that half an hour, completely bored. Like nothing interesting happens. You know, they're trying to build up context and backstory and whatnot, but none of it's interesting. So Venom gets infected with the symbiote. And then another half hour passes where it's him trying to figure out what's going on. All these wacky hijinks happen, and he runs into a fancy high society restaurant where Michelle Williams and her new boyfriend are, and he's doing all these things like eating raw lobsters and jumping into a lobster tank to try and regulate his body heat, trying to be slaps. It's trying to be because he's possessed and nobody knows what's going on, but it's not funny. Mm-hmm. So then all this is going on, and then at the hour mark, he finally turns into Venom.
Okay.
But by then, I was out of it. Because then there's another hour left in the movie, and it rushes to conclusion. It just speeds ahead. things are removed from the story like that would have explained a lot. Like there's a plot point where they put him in an MRI machine to try and figure out what's going on with him. They find out that the symbiote is eating away at him, and that like it causes his heart to go into atrophy, and like it could kill him if
it sounds like the opposite of what the symbiote does.
Yeah. And then that's never brought up again.
Okay.
Not once. Like by the end of the movie, it's just like Eddie Brock and the symbiote are like bros. Never brought up again that the symbiote. It
sounds almost like this movie needed some context.
The movie
it needed another movie before it.
Yeah. It needed, let's say, a movie where a hero that you are well aware of gets infected with it first, and then it gets put on Eddie Brock. But yeah, the main villain is Riz Ahmed, and he gets infected with the Riot symbiote. They fight for 10 minutes at the end, and it's not interesting.
What is the Riot symbiote?
It's literally just gray Venom.
Is that a thing in the comics?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's just it's just two goo monsters fighting each other. It's not interesting at all.
That's dumb.
There's a lot of attempts at humor in this movie that just fall flat. Like it feels really awkward and forced. The funniest line in the movie happens somewhere in the boring half hour, where this is after Eddie Brock ruins his career, ruins his girlfriend's career. They break up. She's seeing a new guy, and the new guy meets Eddie on the street, and he says, "Oh, you're Eddie Brock. I used to love all your news videos. Where you try and take people down." And Michelle Williams goes, "Yeah, I was one of them." That was funny. That was the only thing that elicited a laugh in the theater. There's a subplot with how Riot gets combined with Riz Ahmed. It takes forever because the symbiote lands in Asia, and then it body hops. We're following this symbiote body hopping between people to get to San Francisco. How does it know the rest are in San Francisco? How does it know to find Riz Ahmed? There's all this things that are going on that doesn't need. I have a minute left, and I haven't even gotten to the post-credit scene yet, which is...
It's in your video.
It's in my video.
Just watch your video.
Yeah, it's done.
You haven't even spoiled the movie, really.
Yeah, I really haven't. So, but I know people, if they hear anything, it's considered a spoiler, so...
Yeah, I don't have any sympathy for those people.
Yeah.
It sounds like...
it's very messy.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell things were chopped out of it. They were just trying to rush to conclusion at a certain point. I will say the best part of the movie was the final end credit scene, because it was a 3-minute preview for Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh.
Oh, that was pretty cool. It says, meanwhile, in another universe. I guess because they're trying to tie them all together, the Spider-Verse and whatnot.
That's so weird. I guess they're just trying to promote Spider-Verse. That's just their way of doing it. I mean, fine, whatever. Yeah. I'm very excited for Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes is up.
Okay.
We haven't spoiled Venom, I don't think.
Yeah,
it sounds like we haven't spoiled it at all. And if we continue to talk about Venom, we're not going to spoil it.
Yeah. So, honestly, it really wasn't the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. It wasn't interesting. It was very choppy. The pacing is all over the place, especially towards the end. They don't explain, not that they need to explain a lot, but there are a lot of parts where you're wait, what about this? What about this?
Oh, here's a question I wanted to ask. This probably isn't a spoiler. Where did the symbiote come from? Is it space?
It's space.
It is space?
Yeah, it is space.
Good.
Yeah, that ties into the whole Riz Ahmed's character is trying to get the symbiotes to help global warming or some crap like that.
I heard the Venom stuff that's going on in the comics right now is amazing.
I heard it's incredible.
Yeah, apparently
I gotta start reading that.
Spoilers for the comics, but apparently the Venom symbiote, or the symbiotes in general, are mystical beings from space that have been around since the dawn of time and created the universe or something. Yeah. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I know people are really into the movie though.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I think they just like Venom.
I think so too. But I mean, even if you like Venom, I just don't see how you can, like, I don't think this movie did him justice. Like, it's a PG-13 movie, and like, which you can make a PG-13 Venom movie, I think. But if they try to have their cake and eat it too, like when they show Venom like attack like random thugs or the fight with the SWAT team, you know, it like, I guess this is considered a spoiler. He does make good on his biting people's heads off, but it's a PG-13 version of that. So it looks very awkward. Like they cut it like right when he like is about to bite the guy's head off.
That's not.
So
That's only in the trailer.
It's only implied, yeah. So,
if you're saying it's boring, I'm gonna have to wait till it's out of theaters.
Yeah, I would say wait. I mean,
I'm not sitting through a theater for 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it's. Yeah, I would not recommend.
Let's plow through some questions and stuff.
Okay.
Now is when we will talk to you people.
As always, reach us on Twitter using the hashtag Wulff Den Live. If you left a comment on last week's Wulff Den Live, now is the time when we will answer it. And as always, if you are watching this right here, right now, start leaving your comments in the chat. We will get to it when we're done with everybody else.
Starting with the hashtag Wulff Den Live.
Yes.
We got over here. Where are you? I think this was the last one. The Thinkology Network. There has been quite a bit of discussion regarding the fan dedication of the GameCube controller and its continued support by Nintendo for the latest versions of Super Smash Bros. Is this praise deserved? I'm on the fence of acquiring one. Will thinks that the GameCube controller is the best controller ever made.
One of the best controllers ever made.
You don't think it's the best?
No.
What is the best? I always thought you thought it was the
no,
best.
I said it was one of the best because I like the way like it contours to the hand.
Okay, what is the best?
Probably the Xbox 360 controller.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the GameCube controller is great, but I think that people need to give it up. The Pro controller is perfectly adequate for Smash Brothers. People need to give up the GameCube controller.
It's the button shapes and the placement.
The placement of the C stick is really good for Smash Brothers,
and the A and B buttons.
Yes. All that and the jump buttons, it's all very important for Smash Brothers. But the triggers are awful.
Yeah, the trigger, like I can see the triggers being a problem.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have a modified GameCube controller that has everything good except for the triggers.
Is that the hashtag Wulff Den Live?
Yeah, it's from 6 days ago, so they missed last week.
Okay.
There's only 2 more. Q73 Power says mythical Pokemon can only be gotten through an event such as going to GameStop to get a code. There is no way to get them in-game otherwise without glitches or hacking. Legendary Pokemon can be found in-game like Mewtwo. There might be exceptions. Well, everybody yelled at us last week that it wasn't a legendary Pokemon, that it was a mythical Pokemon.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that it's actually a legendary and that we were yelled at for no reason? It had a slate that had it's hieroglyphics into it. Anyway. Uncertain Sound, hashtag Wulff Den Live. If James Gunn somehow got the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy main or supporting roles in Suicide Squad 2, which characters would you choose for each of the cast to play in the movie?
That's a tough one.
I don't know enough about Suicide Squad to answer that.
But probably have Chris Pratt be Captain Boomerang. Put Bradley Cooper, get him out from behind the microphone, have him be Rick Flag. Put Vin Diesel in the Killer Croc outfit.
All right.
Because I kind of want Will Smith to stay Deadshot and Margot Robbie to stay as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana, have her gain 200 pounds or put her in a fat suit, have her play Amanda Waller.
All right. Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And what about our buddy James Batista?
James Batista. Actually, James Batista should be Croc. Or no?
No, give him something else, a villain or something.
Give him. I saw somebody say Bane.
Okay,
it could work.
Yeah, that would be great.
Especially if they do the Secret Six route of Suicide Squad.
And Killer Croc and fight Bane. That'd be cool.
Just like in the comics.
Undead Drew says, which is worse, the movie Venom or Eminem's song and music video? LMAO, sorry.
They did play the Eminem song during the end credits of Venom, and I'm just like, he's still around.
I haven't even heard that.
It's like Venom, Venom. It's pretty bad.
Oh, we got another one from Little Skeet Skeet. My dogs, what do you think is... I think you did Wulff Den Live. Why didn't that show up in the hashtag? What do you think the best way to get into game collecting? I'm interested in it, and I envy your collection and setup. Thanks for the answer. Y'all are stackable and snackable.
Thank you.
I think the best way to do it is to just buy the stuff that you want.
So it's funny you say that, because today Chris Kohler posted.
That's the end for the hashtag, by the way. Don't tweet it anymore.
Chris Kohler, video game journalist who currently writes on Kotaku, actually wrote an article about getting into video game collecting.
I need to read that.
Yeah, let me find it. I'll send it to you. And one of the things he says though is like start collecting what you want to.
Yeah.
Don't.
That's the thing. We only get the games that we want. We're not trying to complete any collections here.
Yeah.
I just go, that's cool. I want that, and then I buy it.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there are certain things like that I might be specifically looking for. Like I'm currently on like an on and off quest to try and find some of the Indiana Jones games, because for some reason he doesn't have many good ones, and I feel like he should. So I want to get them and like play through them. But other than that, yeah, it's mostly like, oh, I remember playing that at Blockbuster. Oh, I remember playing that at a friend's house. Oh, I've always heard this is good. I should check it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So things like that. Same thing with when I collect comics too. It's like, oh, that's something I read back in the day. Oh, I heard this was good. I am currently on a quest to collect every issue of Young Justice, but that's another thing. Yeah. So
we were on a quest to collect every like Sonic game for the Genesis. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we almost completed it, so why not just finish it out? Stuff like that.
Stuff like that, yeah.
We wanted that stuff.
Yeah.
Get the stuff that you want. Figure out what you want and then get that. If you like N64 games, make a whole collection of N64 games. You know?
His big points, just to sum up, buy what you like, which is what we said. Knowledge is money, so start learning. Basically, like, do research before you just start buying things. Know how much things are supposed to go for and see, like, if you can haggle or whatnot.
I always, when I'm at a store or I see a game that's for sale, like I did this at Comic-Con, I look on Amazon for the price and look at what the used prices are going for.
I've done that.
I do that every single time I buy a used game. Except when we go to the video game trading post.
Yeah.
Because I'll pay whatever I want. Well, I'll pay whatever they want me to pay.
Tell people that you started collecting. This way, like, maybe they can help you. Try to find... what was it? Oh, find your local community. So, like, go on Facebook. Try to find, like, people local. Like,
we gotta go to, like, swap meets.
Yeah, swap meets. You know, just things like that. Also, conventions. Go to conventions and get things there.
eBay's pretty good. I'm shocked at the Game Boy Light that I got on eBay.
Yeah.
For, like, so cheap.
Yeah, no. Don't be afraid to, like, look online, too, for certain things. But, yeah. I'll put this in the keep so that you can read later. Put it at the top.
All right, thank you. Last week's Wulff Den Live, we got Adventuring with Meech, who says, as far as being afraid to buy a console late in life, I'm a believer in it. I bought my PS3 the holiday season before the PS4 launched, and I'm really looking forward to getting an Xbone come Black Friday / Cyber Monday. Sure, you miss out on like AAAs on launch day, but if you don't mind playing older games, you can get a better experience. Single player, at least. Like, 1, games get cheaper. 2, you get DLC bundles cheaper. 3, you get bug fixes from the get-go. And lastly, pretty much everything is ironed out. Like accessories, for instance. The Switch is one of the first new consoles I've ever owned. I love all the accessories and stuff, but it's a minefield. You get dumb stuff that seems good at the time, or you get straight up dangerous stuff like the third-party docks. People buying a Switch now can see reviews on this stuff and see what is tried and tested. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to score a good deal on an Xbone S and get Forza Horizon, Halo, and Red Dead, which is a game I would 100% buy new. But F PC gamers, am I right, Rockstar bastards? He's upset that
Red Dead is still not coming out on PC.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with buying a console later in life.
Yeah,
we used to do it.
Yeah, we used to do it. I mean, even I bought We bought a Super Nintendo like 20 years after it came out.
What am I talking about? I bought an Xbox last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still do it.
I bought our PS2 like in 2004, like 4 years after it came out.
That and the PlayStation 3 also.
Yeah.
That was very late in life.
Yeah.
We always had a console though to play. Always, like we always got the new generation. We just held off on the other the competition.
Yeah.
If you're, there's nothing wrong with buying a console. It's only a problem if you're going to be upset when they come out with a new console the next year or something, which you shouldn't be because you're getting a year's worth out of that console.
Yeah,
you know, or whatever, however long you're getting. Colin McRae. The Harry Potter novels have earned vastly more than the movies. The movies are Hollywood blockbuster trash. It's incredible to me that anyone could address this series as big a film-based pop culture phenomena. I think that the movies, for sure, are a major reason why the book sold as well as they did.
I think they helped.
I mean, the book, when it came out,
the
sold
books were
a crap ton.
already, yeah.
But the movies definitely
took it to the next level.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't speak to the quality of the movies because I've only seen half of them.
Yeah, same.
But, you know, everybody I know who's seen them likes them.
Yeah.
Like, even if they read the books and, like, of course, the book's nothing like the movie, like, they love them.
Chicks like Harry Potter.
Chicks love Harry Potter.
Chicks dig Harry Potter. High Voltage. The Harry Potter game is set in the 19th century, not the Fantastic Beasts series. That's set in the 1930s.
So I guess that rumored Harry Potter game was a prequel to everything? Damn.
Then why is Harry Potter's name in it?
Yeah. That's a problem. Unless his like great grandfather is also Harry Potter.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That could be it. That could be a loop around. I mean, they need to have Harry Potter in the title, but you gotta have Harry Potter in the game if you gotta put Harry Potter in the title.
The Harry Potter. They need to create a new like general name for the franchise because if you call it Harry Potter, you expect him to be in it.
They screwed up. They need a better brand awareness.
Well, I mean,
the Fantastic Beasts should be called Wizarding Worlds.
The Wizarding Worlds of Harry. Yeah, the franchise name is the Wizarding Worlds of Harry Potter.
Yeah,
but it should just be the Wizarding World.
Yes, the Wizarding Worlds, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them.
Yeah,
that's what it should be. So like Star Wars, so and so, you know, or even Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Lev Mia Bob. Is it normal for the Nintendo Switch to glitch out? I'm going to stop you right there. Yeah. No. And move your character without you doing anything. Sounds like you got a Joy-Con problem.
Yeah.
Sounds like this happens sometimes when you leave a controller upside down and one of the sticks is, you know, being pushed.
Offset.
So don't leave your Switch on its face. Mm-hmm. So it's Joy-Con, so its joysticks are like all weird. And don't turn it on with a controller upside down. Either.
Yeah. Try turning your system off completely, waiting a second and turning it on again, not touching anything.
Yeah, and move the joysticks while it's off. Make sure they like reset themselves. Childish Giant, new Switch hardware in 2019. Boy, make a video. Plex. Please, that means please.
Oh, it does.
This one was for the dozen people that asked you for it. Oh, I think that's Fred adding that at the end. I don't know. I guess I should make a video on it, but it's a little too late for that now.
I don't know. I just feel like it's never too late to talk about new systems because everybody's always like, oh, there's going to be a new this.
I should just talk about next gen completely because there's a lot to talk about. Now we're in the chat.
All right. Start asking us
and
things.
We're going to do this quick because I got to pee.
Yeah.
Where are we? Prom dates. That Sigma statue is the stuff. Where can I get one? So you can get it on Amazon. I did this at Comic-Con. The Bluefin booth, which where is it? I have this awesome Mega Man toy that I got at the Bluefin booth. It's gold. It's going on eBay for a lot. Bluefin has really good toys. I saw this and it was in a giant box. And it had a post-it note on it that said $35. And I was like, ooh, $35 for this giant Sigma? And then I looked it up on Amazon. It's going on Amazon for $55.
Wow.
So I had to do it. Yeah, I had to do it. This little guy I saw at a comic book shop once for $80.
Yeah.
It was there at the Bluefin booth. $25.
Wow. I was going through trying to get like all the issues of Young Justice, trying to complete the collection. And as I was doing it, like you find them like spread out through different booths, like, $2 each, 5 for 10 or whatever. One booth had the complete collection, 55 issues, $350.
Jesus Christ.
That series is not worth that much money, even if you do it based on cover price.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So no thank you.
Brandon says, why didn't I see you guys at New York Comic Con? How did you enjoy Comic Con? What panels and stuff you got? I didn't go to a single panel.
Yeah, we don't do panels anymore. It's just not.
We got to do next year. Every freaking convention we go to now, we got to do something. Like a meetup or like a panel or something.
Yeah.
So that's something that we got to work on.
Yeah.
But it always sneaks up on us, and we don't anticipate seeing as many people as we think that are going to be into our stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just bought toys. That's all I did.
Yeah, I bought a lot of comics.
I checked out some original art, but I wasn't really into anything.
Yeah. I got to meet the creators of Young Justice and tell them that they wrote an amazing series. I got to tell Terry Moore, the writer of Rachel Rising, that he made the best comic book I've ever read. And my friends all agree with me now. Hashtag Will was right. Met DMC of Run DMC and John Leguizamo. That was rad.
John Leguizamo, I had a conversation with him about my camera lens.
And yeah, it's a good time. It's way too many people, though. Was it 250,000 people, you said?
That was the estimate of what they thought they were going to get.
I don't
know what they actually got.
I'm sure they did.
And they closed off where Artist Alley used to be, which is like, you made it smaller.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they did that. Ian Quinn, Bluefin has been great about bringing stuff outside of Japan. Yes, they have been very good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they had a lot of great stuff at Comic-Con. They had a line just to buy stuff at their booth.
Yeah.
But I waited till the end of the day, and the line was pretty short. For both, I went there twice. I went there both days.
Decepticon, Will, do you think Ghost Rider would make a good addition to the Netflix universe? Yeah, but they have him on the Angels of S.H.I.E.L.D., though. So they'll probably keep him there, which is weird because it's the car Ghost Rider, it's not motorcycle Ghost Rider.
Dominique says, do you think Super Meat Boy Forever will still release this year? I didn't even know.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out, yeah.
If they don't have a hard date,
probably
and they don't announce it soon, I don't think it's happening.
Probably not then.
Yeah. Aiden said, did you guys see the Wii in the Altoids tin? I was going to put that in last week's show, but I didn't because it's just a Wii in an Altoids tin.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive that it was able to do that, but even he admits, like, this is the dumbest thing.
It's cool that you can get a Wii that small.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Grimhane says, Will, why don't you like Maximum Carnage? What was wrong with it, in your opinion, such as it is given you like Ang Lee's Hulk?
So my problem with Maximum Carnage was when I read it, I felt like every single issue was Venom saying, we need to kill Carnage, Black Cat saying, no, we don't. We can do this by the book. And Spider-Man going, I don't know who to listen to. There's one issue where he looks like he's going to join Venom's side. And the book ends like, all right, no more Mr. Nice Spider. And then the next issue is like, I don't know what to do. So that's why I didn't like Maximum Carnage.
Spider-Man just doesn't have good, books.
His current book is very good right now under Nick Spencer. The problem with Spider-Man is that his bad stories are just as famous as his good stories. And that's a problem.
That is a problem. Runelin says, do you think / want VR on the next generation consoles? No.
I don't care about VR anymore.
No, I don't care. It needs to be just this, and you put it in a thing, and then it's got all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, they need to streamline it completely.
Yeah.
And make good, better software.
When I said this, I held up my phone for the audio listeners. Executor says, you making a video on Red Dead 2, Bob? In some way, shape, or form. Yes. It'll probably be about PlayStation 4 Pro, though. Yeah. Not specifically on Red Dead. Grimhane says, okay, that's fair. Spider-Man is pretty wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Brandon says, Insomniac Spider-Man, have you played? Of course.
Yes. I did some videos on it. It is very good. I beat the game. I want to go back and do all the collectibles. And I think I am going to have to get the season pass, get all the DLC missions.
Little bitch.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how I'm ever going to beat it. As there's too much going on. And everything distracts you. You want to do the side quests.
Well, now that I beat the story proper, I can go and do all the side quests.
I don't know if I'll ever beat it.
So
it's too much happening.
There is a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot of crap coming out.
I think I might just take a break from other games and just play Spider-Man.
Pokemon Let's Go November. Okay,
apparently
so November.
Spider-Man is the most platinumed game.
Already?
Yeah.
It's already the most platinum?
Yeah, more people are platinuming Spider-Man than any other game.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because people never finish games.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work to finish a game.
Yeah. Especially a big open world game like that.
Bruce, Patrick, anything else Switch related you want to talk about, Bob? No. Got nothing. If I did, you would know about it.
Yeah.
Aqua, you pick one more. I'm going to read this one.
All right.
Are you happy about Xbox's phone streaming service coming soon? We talked about it earlier.
We did talk about it earlier.
I'm happy about it. I am excited to be able to play console quality games on my phone, certain ones, while I'm out and about, especially if I can get like my Xbox Live, my Xbox 360 games, or my Xbox Live arcade games, like Sonic Adventure 2. If I could play that on my freaking phone, that would be sick.
I had one. I just lost it. Aiden says, so you're not excited about Borderlands 2 VR?
No.
Oh,
Will doesn't.
Definitely no.
Will really doesn't like Borderlands.
Don't like Borderlands.
For some reason. I liked Borderlands.
Even if I did like Borderlands, to do a VR version of 2 now is insanely late. VR is like, people are starting to get over VR, and Borderlands 2 is like, what, 10 years old at this point?
VR doesn't lend itself well to regular games. Like you can't take a game that's a normal game and retrofit it for VR.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Unless you do like a lot of work. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good.
Yep.
Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, Wulff Den Live is every single Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on youtube.com/WulffDen. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put this up as an archive version on Thursday for you to watch on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do so. We are an audio podcast as well on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. And if you listen to us on any of those platforms, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on those respective stores.
Speaking of iTunes, you were on a podcast this week.
I was on a podcast this week.
Talking about Halloween.
The Halloween movies, yes.
I put a link in the description of the video.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so go check that out. I was talking about our two friends about the Halloween movies. We mostly talk about the first one. We try to talk about the rest as much as possible, but we go off on a lot of tangents. So yeah, check it out in the description below. Listen to them.
It's called the Bad Taste Video.
Yes, Bad Taste Video.
It's over on iTunes.
Yeah, and subscribe to them too, because they're good dudes.
Also, we got the join button under our thing now.
Yes.
You click that, you become a member, and you link that to your Discord account. You get some videos early. You get the little flare next to your name in the comments and in the chat. You get priority in our multiplayer streams, which we do once a month. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you could also do that for free using Twitch Prime if you just do it on our Twitch account.
And of course, Wulff Den Apparel.
Oh yes,
we should plug that. Because
I've been knee deep in the next line.
Oh,
so get ready for that.
Underpants.
No underpants.
Damn it.
It's gonna be completely different than what we have up now. So if you
underpants.
So don't wait on buying the stuff now.
So underpants.
Fine. If you're modeling them, fine.
We'll lose money if I model them.
Over on Twitch, I'm playing Pokemon Heart Gold. I'm having a good time. I like that game. It's a lot better than Pokemon Yellow. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Oh, if you want to see me play Mario Party, go over to where we post our VODs. It's on a different channel. Go to our channel page, you'll figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. See you later. Goodbye. Bye.